So you put all of your energy into trying to understand them. And you're forgetting the most important person in your life and how they're being made to feel as a result of you being so understanding to the person who's hurting you. And you say, the best thing I can be is nice. No, the best thing you can be towards someone, even if they're mistreating you, is kind. And let me tell you the difference. Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Beyond Words with me, Najwa Zebian. I've always been a firm believer in the power of words to heal what they didn't break and to break what they had no right in breaking. And today's episode comes from my lifelong experience of getting to a point where I'm a person who's full of boundaries. I'm a person who is comfortable not being on everybody's good side. I'm a person who's comfortable not pleasing everybody in my life. And it doesn't mean that I don't struggle with it still. I do, but I'm a person who actively tries to not abandon myself in order to be what other people need me to be. And so that topic is stop being nice to people who are not nice to you. Life has taught you from a very young age, through experiences with your caregivers, friends, family, acquaintances as you became the adult that you currently are, life taught you that being nice is the safest thing. Being nice is the safest response. Being nice is the easiest way to not be hurt. You think that if you meet someone's cruelty with niceness, that you are the bigger person. Sometimes the nicest thing you can do for someone who's not nice to you is to no longer be nice to them, is to let them feel the consequence of their inability or lack of willingness to be nice to someone like you. You know yourself, and you can tell me right now, I just know because you listen to this podcast, I can tell the kind of person that you are. You're an honest person. You are a very giving person. You're an empath. You wear your sensitivity on your sleeve. You just want people to feel good about themselves. Do you deserve someone's cruelty? Like, actually answer that question. Do you deserve someone's cruelty? No. So then why do you continue to be nice to someone in response to their cruelty? Do you deserve someone's dishonesty? No. So why do you continue to give your niceness as a response to their dishonesty and to their lies? Do you deserve someone's lack of consideration? No. So why do you continue to give your niceness as a response to their inconsideration of you? Do you deserve that someone treat you as if you are a piece of garbage on the street, that you have no value? They just don't care about how you feel as a result of the way they treat you. No, you don't. So why would you give them niceness in response to that? Somewhere along the lines, you learned that the best and worst that you could be towards someone is through your niceness. If they're nice to you, then you're nice in return. And if they're not nice to you, then you're nice in return, not because you think that you, on a logical level, deserve that they are not nice to you, but that it's the safest option. You're so afraid that if you show someone the consequences of their actions towards you, that they're going to retaliate even more, that they're going to treat you even worse, that they're going to walk away from you. That's scary. Isn't it scary how much we're willing to accept just so that someone doesn't walk away from us? Like, isn't it scary how much cruelty and meanness and inconsideration and disrespect we are willing to tolerate just so that the person who's giving all of those things to us doesn't walk away? It's a little bit contradictory, isn't it? Because if they actually walked away, you wouldn't have the cruelty and the disrespect and the inconsideration and the dishonesty. But you're saying, stay, keep all of those bad things with you, and I'm still gonna be nice to you just because I don't want you to not be in my life. Like, isn't that so like mind-blowing that we allow that to happen? I want you to come at this topic from an angle of compassion. I don't want you to be sitting there right now shaming yourself and saying, what's wrong with me for being nice to the people in my life? First of all, responding to somebody with niceness, with trying harder, with doing more good things in response to their cruelty, dishonesty, disrespect, meanness, whatever it is, it's a trauma response. And it's called fawning. We've talked about this in a previous episode, but I'll talk a little bit more about it today. Fawning is when, instead of putting a full stop in the face of somebody who just mistreated you or treated you in a way that made you feel like you're less than, or they belittled you, they criticized you in a really hurtful way. Instead of you taking that as information that says this person is not a safe person for me, you take that as an invitation to try harder. When you sit with the cruelty they just aimed at you, and it's so uncomfortable for you because you can't make sense of it. You can't make sense of why they were just so cruel to you. You do something to kind of stay in denial of what just happened. You want it to go away. I don't want to remember how badly you treated me like 5 minutes ago, an hour ago, 2 days ago. So I'm just gonna pretend like it didn't happen, and I'm gonna do something nice. And when the version of you that doesn't treat me that way comes back, I will get confirmation that if I try hard enough, you will treat me properly. Sometimes we're nice to people in the face of their cruelty and their mistreatment and their lies and their betrayals because we don't want to come to terms with the truth of who they are. And in a way, that's beautiful because it shows that you are the kind of person who sees the best in others and who holds on to the best in others. But when somebody's worst comes out towards you, you also need to hold on to that. Don't only hold on to the best parts of somebody and say, as long as I continue to be nice to this version of you, and as long as I continue to believe that this version of you is the real you, then that's what's going to come out in the end. Instead of doing that, also hold on to the moments when they've treated you badly, when they've made you feel like something's wrong with you, when they've shown you complete lack of respect. Hold on to those moments, not in a way that holds grudges or in a way that says, I'm going to paint you as a terrible person because of one bad thing that you did. No. But see people fully for who they are. Be willing to sit with the good parts of them and the bad parts of them, and learn when it's not safe for you to be around the bad parts of them for your own protection. You know, I'd hate to say this, but you actually matter. I hope you got the sarcasm in that. Like, you actually matter. It's not just the people in your life and how they feel and what they need and what they want, what makes them uncomfortable, what makes them unhappy. You matter. You need to remember that. So when somebody is intentionally or unintentionally aiming something bad at you, it's okay for you to consider yourself and your feelings. And it's okay for you to say, I'm not okay with that. And I'm going to react to that. And I'm going to respond to that. We've been made to believe that the most self-respecting thing to do when somebody mistreats us is to show them that it didn't affect us. But that's so not true. The most self-respecting thing that you can do when somebody mistreats you is to accept that they actually did the thing they just did. Accept that they actually are who they just showed you they are. That's the most self-respecting thing. To give yourself permission to be hurt by the thing they just did. To give yourself the grace in whatever reaction you had in that moment, and to not judge yourself for being human. To look at yourself as somebody who isn't perfect, who isn't going to always be so well composed and so, I understand they're having a rough day, they're this, they're that. What about you? What about your rough days? What about the things that you go through that they wouldn't be able to handle? You tell yourself, well, I'm used to it. Like, my life has been this way for the longest time. I have the capacity. Like, you literally say that to yourself. I have the capacity to deal with all of this stuff in my own life and push it to the side and be understanding that someone else is also having a bad day and a bad life and a bad job and bad friendships, etc., etc. So you put all of your energy into trying to understand them. And you're forgetting the most important person in your life and how they're being made to feel as a result of you being so understanding to the person who's hurting you. And you say, the best thing I can be is nice. No. The best thing you can be towards someone, even if they're mistreating you, is kind. And let me tell you the difference. Being nice, if I could give you a visual, is like being afraid and wearing a jacket of manners. So you're treating somebody in a good way as a result of your fear of what could come of you treating them in a way that's proportional to the way that they treated you. Maybe they said something that's so hurtful that it doesn't deserve a response. It deserves silence. It deserves a straight face. It deserves a, I can't believe you just said that, in your heart. But instead, you're so afraid that they might think badly of you. You're so afraid that they might walk away from you. You're so afraid that they might describe you as somebody who's so sensitive. And so what do you do with your manners? You cover up your fear and you're nice. And you try to avoid this thing that just happened. Or you just go on as if it didn't happen. Like, they're gaslighting you to believe that that thing wasn't so bad and that you deserve it and that you are the reason that it came out of them. Like, it's your responsibility. And your niceness is you gaslighting yourself as well into believing those same things. If I didn't say something a certain way, or if I didn't bring it up at a certain time, or if I didn't bring it up at all, they wouldn't have had this bad side come out towards me. Kindness, on the other hand, has an element of boundaries, has an element of acceptance. And sometimes the kindest thing you can do for someone is to no longer give them your kindness. Sometimes that is the kindest thing. There's no kinder thing towards someone who just lied to you, just belittled you, just betrayed you, just backstabbed you, than for you to say, I have been a source of light and love and honesty and loyalty in your life. And now I take that away. I don't want you to learn the lesson that you can walk around in the world and do whatever you want and treat people however you want to treat them, and you're still going to get the best in return. You don't deserve the things I have to offer you, because you've shown me that you are not a safe space for my kindness and loyalty and respect and honesty and goodness and light to land and to have a safe space and safe home in. You proved that to me. So you don't deserve the best of me, because you had it and you broke it. And the kindest thing I can do for you is to revoke your access, and the kindest thing I can do for myself is to pick up the pieces, not beg you back for what I gave you, and say, I take myself and all that makes me who I am elsewhere. Stop being nice to people, hoping that they'll wake up one day and say, oh, you've been nice all those years, even when I treated you so badly. So you deserve that I stay. You deserve my love. You deserve that I'm good to you now. You've shown me that you earned it. Do you really earn someone's love? I just did the 6-7 thing. Does it make sense to you that you earn someone's decision to be good to you through accepting that they're not good to you for so long? Like, does that make sense to you? Like, honestly, answer that question for yourself. Why do you have to endure someone's worst to deserve their best? Why do I need to go through the hell of you to deserve the heaven of you? Why? Loving you for who you are means I love the good parts and the bad parts, but there's a difference between seeing you for who you are and understanding who you are and how you came to be, and understanding how those parts come together, and understanding your triggers, what makes the bad parts come out and what inspires the good ones to come out. There's a difference between that and being the victim of what comes out of the bad parts. Why do I need to experience the worst of you to deserve the best of you, or to earn the best of you? The truth is, if I experience the best of you, and if I get your light and your goodness and your honesty and your consideration, your loyalty, your commitment, you as a crying shoulder, if I experience all of those things, and I know that there are sides to you that you are actively trying to work on, that there are sides of you that have been so poisonous and toxic to you throughout your life. If you've allowed me to revel in the good parts and the beautiful parts and the kind parts, then I will definitely be there with you as you navigate the dark parts that have poisoned you over the years. But when that poison spills on me and all I experience is that poison, and you reserve all the good things for other people because you know that I accept the bad things, that I'm patient with the bad things, that I will stay with you during the bad things. That's not a sign of my love for you. That's a sign of my lack of love for myself. And who wants a person in their life who doesn't love themselves enough to call them out on their crappy behavior, to call them out on the places where they're falling short for themselves and for the person who's receiving those shortcomings? Who on earth wants a person in their life who just sits on the sidelines and says, do whatever you want, and I don't care that you're struggling, and as long as you're dealing with things on your own, then I'm good? Then why are you even with that person? You deserve to have someone in your life, if you're the one who's usually on the receiving end of the bad things, this is what I want you to remember. You deserve to have someone in your life who wants you to walk through their heaven, and who, when you're walking through their hell, they want to protect you. They want to shield you from the darkness that they know they have within. They don't just tell you, you want to be in my life? Walk through my hell. Experience all of it the way that I experience it. Endure my mistreatment of you to get to the other side. The other side of hell, when you get to it, isn't heaven. It's your own hell. Because by the time you endure all of that bad treatment and all of the lies and all the betrayals and all the letting you down and all the minimizing you and breaking you, by the time you get to the end, you don't even know who you are. You wouldn't even know how to survive through heaven because you've gotten used to surviving on so little. You get to heaven, you say, this can't be it. Like, this can't be true. I can't actually be here. Stop being nice to get someone's approval. That price is a heavy one to pay, especially if someone's approval of you is dependent on how much of their hell you can endure. Do you really want the approval of someone who thinks that you deserve to go through thorns and rocks and cold weather without warmth, without food, do you really think that a person like that is worthy of you wanting their approval? What are you trying to get their approval of? The people whose approval you want, and they're not the people who will make you work for their approval, are the people who look at you as you are and say, that's so beautiful about you. I love your kindness. I love the fact that you're a nice person. I love the fact that you are kind, loyal, trustworthy, that I can depend on you, that you are so giving and so empathetic and you feel with people. I love those things about you. And as a result, I think that you deserve to walk through a field of flowers and to have all this color around you and to be walking in the sunshine. And if times get rough, then I'm going to offer you the things that you need because you're such a gem and you deserve that. Those are the people whose approval you should want. And again, those are not the people who will make you feel like you need to work hard for their approval. They already accept you as you are. They already see you for who you are. So stop going for people's approval at the expense of your own self-respect, at the expense of your own dignity, at the expense of your own knowledge of who you are and what you deserve. We don't want it. This is what you should say. And you don't have to say it out loud. You can say it to yourself. If your approval of me requires my abandonment of myself, keep your approval, keep your conditions that you've put for me, keep your love, keep your opinions to yourself and take them elsewhere. I don't need your approval. I will not sacrifice my peace and my self-respect and my self-love and my self-worth and my knowledge of everything that I deserve so that you could approve of me. It's time for Words That Found Me. These words are by Brené Brown and very simple but very powerful. Clear is kind, unclear is unkind. The reason I bring these words up in this episode is to remind you that when you are clear with the people in your life about your boundaries and the things that you accept and don't accept, that's the kindest thing you can do for yourself and them. But when you give them your niceness in response to all the bad things they're putting towards you, you're being unclear with yourself and with them about what it is that you deserve and what it is that you accept and where it is that you draw the line. That's unkind to you and to them. They might experience it as kindness, but in the grand scheme of things, it's not kind to spill more of your goodness on someone who just poisoned you. You know what I mean? Like, this is real life we're talking about. So take these words beyond their actual, what verbs I'm using, and feel them. It is not kind of you to continue to spill all your goodness, all your giving on someone who just poisoned you. And now it's time for Words from Me to You. This is from Welcome Home, an all-time favorite of yours. And this is on page 307, and it's called Give Yourself Validation. Don't base your self-worth on what those who broke you have to say about you. Why do you still believe them anyway? Be careful whose voice you allow into your head. The person you trusted with your heart, who shattered it to pieces, is not worthy of anything more than your forgiveness. You don't need anyone's approval to be yourself. You don't need anyone's permission to be yourself. And you don't need anyone's love to heal you. You own yourself. So define yourself, approve of yourself, give yourself permission to be yourself. Love yourself before you seek love from anyone, and you will heal. I hope these words inspired you to remember that the way that you respond to people in response to their unkindness, in response to their mistreatment, their poison, their sharp arrows that are aimed at you, not only does it teach them the limits that you are willing to go to with them, but it also tells you, and not just you in the present, little you, the other little you, the other little you, the other little you, future you, and the other future you, and the other future you. It tells all of these yous what you actually believe about yourself. And I'm not saying it in a way to bring you down. I'm saying it in a way to remind you of the absolute responsibility you have to protect every single version of you. When somebody aims disrespect at you, stop being nice to them. When somebody lies to you, stop being nice to them. When somebody backstabs you, stop being nice to them. When somebody rolls their eyes at you, stop being nice to them. Don't show them that this is just something we can put in the past without you asking for my forgiveness, without you pointing out that you did something that hurt me, that was wrong, without you acknowledging that I must have been hurt by what you did. Reserve your niceness and kindness to people who will not put you in a position to bring them out as responses to your fear and you wanting to cover up that fear and protect yourself. You deserve more than living through fear. You deserve to live through full expansion of yourself. You deserve to live through vulnerability. You deserve to live through not being so scared that being yourself and saying no, and saying that hurt me, and saying I'm not okay with that. You deserve to be able to live through that. I hope this episode helped you. And if you have any strategies that have worked with you, that have allowed you to stop being so nice to the people who hurt you and to stop trying so hard to go for their approval, please leave them in the comments, because we can all help each other. Sometimes a tip that works for someone doesn't work for somebody else, and a tip that worked for one person could work for 1,000 people. So let's use the collective power of our healing together to help each other rise. I hope this episode helped you find healing beyond words, and until next time, have a lovely day.